Dear friends, today, Erev Shabbat, the portion of Re'eh, we are in our inspiration series number 118, two great numbers. 100 is a complete number, and 18 is Chai. And in this week's Torah portion, we have one of the most fascinating laws that the Torah tells us, and it talks about false prophets. And one of the things it tells us is, as we know, prophecy is such a fundamental part of the way Hashem was communicating to us, not the commandments, because all those came in the Torah, but when we were veering off the path, or to warn us about our behavior, or to encourage us. And it tells us that if a prophet steps forth and performs a miracle, a supernatural event, but yet after they perform the supernatural event, they start telling you, guys, Judaism as you knew until now, that we have to do certain commandments, doesn't apply anymore, and this commandment is going to change, even if it's only one commandment, one detail of a commandment. You do not listen to them. But they performed a miracle. They made a supernatural event happen. That must come from some godly force. How is it that we don't pay attention to them just because they're veering off a little bit from the law the way we knew it until now? Maybe God changed his mind. And the answer is that if they try to change anything in the Torah, they are not a real prophet, they're a false prophet. And this opens up the whole subject, which we will not get into now, that there is spirituality outside of Torah and Judaism. God made spirituality available. And not all spirituality is holy. Not all times people that tap into the supernatural, is it good and holy supernatural, godly. Even in the anti-godly forces, God allowed there to be access to supernatural abilities. What is the only thing that counts? And the Torah is very clear. God is unchanging. God, who created this world, understands everyone who is ever going to live in this earth, because he created our selves, our abilities, and anything that can happen within us is all from God. And he laid rules and truths out for us through the Torah. And those truths never change. God is unchanging, his message is unchanging. At times, one is emphasized more than the other. Sometimes things don't apply today like they did when we had a temple, because we don't have a temple. But the truth never changed. And the day we get the temple back, all of the laws that apply to the temple when we had it for the 1300 years of our history will be exactly the same laws. So the truth never changes. And as a Jew, and as every human being, what we seek for is the truth. And the truth lies with God's words. So when people come and say, listen, times have changed, there's a different reality, life is different, we are different, the law's got to be updated, the Torah is outdated, is archaic, is ancient, it's not talking to our youth. And they can bring you all the proofs that they want to show that what they say is written in the press and by popular culture means absolutely nothing. It's like a false prophet. The truth is unchanging. And as I teach Torah, and often we talk about mitzvahs, I point out, and I think people are able to see, that certain commandments of God are more applicable and carry much more weight today for our situation and our life in the high-tech age, in a fast-moving world, than they may have been years ago when they were first introduced. Shabbat, kosher, how important it is to learn how to stop really and recollect yourself and recharge. Shabbat, kosher, how important is identity? Today we're fighting about identity politics. Everyone's looking for their identity. Kosher helps us in ways more than anything else to hold on to our identity as a Jew, that we have a specific mission. So what we Jews look for is truth, and the truth is in the Torah. In the Torah, it's all lit up, it's clear. Let's dedicate ourselves more to studying Torah, to learning the truths, and then applying it in our lives. And you will find how real, current, and revolutionary the Torah is every day of our lives, for every generation of our history, for every unique human being. And it just gets better and better. And very soon we will see the fruition of all these truths being revealed through Torah, through the hard work of our ancestors, parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, etc., holding up these truths against very difficult odds. Let's keep on lighting up the world with the truth, lighting up our lives with the truth, and life will be so much more blessed and full of light and positive and growth. So I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. May God bless you all. God has given us the biggest gift of sharing His truth. Let's share it with the rest of the world. We love you all. Candlelighting time in Montreal, 7:44 p.m.